This week it is the sexy as hell GR Yaris Rallye. You'd expect most go-quick cars to come in red, but this pearlescent white looks absolutely sensational. Now you'll notice there's the GR badge, so the Gazoo Racing badge, but the only thing this shares with the normal road-going Yaris are the lights. Everything else is different. For a start, the bonnet, the doors and the boot lid are all aluminium and the roof is carbon fibre. That's a whole lot of money just on its own, but then there's the special diff. And this has also got all-wheel drive. And I think as a two-door car, this looks incredibly sexy. I think this is just the perfect proportion for a small hatchback. It's got special wheels, of course, and if the key's in your pocket, you can do the lock, unlock, and start the car thing. There's not a whole lot of room inside, so much so I'm not even going to bother demonstrating the back seats because I've got a dodgy back. I've come to grief a little bit since I set this car up. I got my new iPhone today, and of course it's got USB-Cs. The screen is a little bit small. Now remember, this is a base model car that's just got some fancy stuff in it. But it is a manual, and it's joyous. Down here on the center console is an IMT, so intelligent manual transmission button. You have to press it every time you get in. Bit rough. Now you do have to watch it because you get to 100 pretty quick smart, and this isn't 100 area. But it's a Japanese car, so the indicators are on the right side. And all the equipment is exactly where you expect it to be. If you're wondering what the hissing is, it's a fairly hot day, so I've got the air conditioning turned up, which is brilliant. This is a base model car, so all of the plastic is hard and scratchy everywhere. Oh, that's soft, but everywhere else is hard and scratchy. With the intelligent manual button pressed, it will rev match, which I quite like. Makes changing up and down brilliant. Back to the cabin. The JBL sound system is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I think when you have a car that you want to go and do a bit of touring in, it's essential to have really good music, really good sound. Technically, it is a really advanced car, and most of what you see is not what you're paying the money for, it's elsewhere in the car. And that's quite a shame because, you know, over $60,000, you can buy an awful lot of car if you don't want performance. I'm not even going to slow down for this corner. It just makes you smile. And I think that's what this car's all about. We've got dual zone climate control, and every Rallye is individually numbered. And they say it's an individually numbered chassis, but of course, every chassis ever built is individually numbered, or it'd be very confusing. And this is number 11, and it's got about 20,000 kilometers, in fact, 20,531 kilometers. The Alcantara seats, they're sport seats, they're really comfy. They've got lots of support at the side, support under the thigh as well. Adjustment is remarkably limited. There's not a lot of give in the suspension, so the seats being firm as well makes the ride firm. But it's not at all unpleasant. It's lovely. And I'm absolutely positive I don't remember the first drive in a GR Yaris being this nice. Now, it does have slightly different suspension and so forth, so you're paying an extra $5,000 or $6,000 and you're getting extra stuff for it. I suppose the question is it worth more than that? Well, inside, apart from the numbered plaque on the dash, there's not a world of difference. So you've seen what it's like in the Benz. It sticks to the road like glue. It is very nippy off at the lights, as well it would want to be. Before we get onto the highway, we'll talk a little bit about the engine, which is a 1.6 3-cylinder turbo. That beeping is the lane departure telling me I'm departing a lane. I'm not. I mean, I was going close, but I'm not departing it. So it does have those safety features, and it's also got blind spot monitor. And it's also got lane centering, which we will see later on the freeway. The 1.63 cylinder is a 200 kilowatt unit. And it's got that deep, throaty, sexy little sound that I normally associate with 3-cylinder bikes. Traditionally, I'm not a fan of 3-cylinder engines simply because the thing that they say they do, they don't do. They're supposed to be economical. This one isn't meant to be economical, it's meant to be fast. I'm pulling out onto a concrete section of freeway and you can hear the tyres are noisy. There's no two ways about it. Very noisy. You're not going to be rallying in it, but you're taking this car on a track and you'll be having fun. So tyre noise is not going to be your prime concern. But now I am up to speed. I'm going to select cruise control, and I can see now in my head-up display, which is about that wide, that I've got it's set at 110, and my speed has just dropped because the thing that annoys me about this is whenever you restart the car, anything that you set before goes back to 0. So the sports mode goes back to normal. I can put that back in normal now actually. The cruise control switches off. The distance that you might have set closer, that goes back to maximum again. It's really quite annoying. I want to personalize this car for me. I want it to be my settings and I just want it to stay there. Now I pick you up in town where this car is probably going to spend most of its time. You spend a lot of time changing gears. So the gearbox is going to want to be easy to use. And it is. The clutch is easy, the gears are easy. It doesn't have the smart cruise control function for queues, for obvious reasons. The cruise control isn't yet able to operate a clutch. But you can see that this stop-start traffic is no trouble. So let's round up. The Toyota GR Yaris Rallye. What do I think of it? I think it's a peach. Absolutely love it. I'm not sure for the money you can go much faster than 5.2 seconds to 100. And why would you want to? The cabin is a little bit down market, but this is a base model car. I suppose you don't buy a base model car expecting a Rolls Royce. It's got a heads-up display, a digital display in front, or a part digital display in front, a reasonable sized infotainment system, and the little dial in the middle too has lots of really cool functions, including one that shows you what the four-wheel drive system is doing. It's got GR badges all over it, so people know you've paid more. It's got a GR4 badge on the back and a rally badge. Spelt very oddly, but a rally badge nonetheless. It's just a joy. It is just a joy. And if you can get one of these special edition rally models, well, you know, why not? And that's all this week from Toyota's GR Yaris Rallye. Unexpectedly, I like this car a lot. It's smooth, it's refined, but it's a thug. It's a kid. It's a kid from a council estate in a backwards fake Burberry cap. That's what it is. As always, hit like, leave a comment, and just over there to subscribe.